Michael Colche, also known as Mafia Boy, was born in 1984 in the West Island area of Montreal, Quebec. Michael Colche is a genius who single-handedly took down the e-commerce giants from his house. Mafia Boy's notorious history is based on the Project Revolta, which he named after an Italian word meaning rebellion. He was a genius who joined IWC, a hacker group, and TNT, which was the best hacker group of the time. He spoofed his IP address through outlawed ISP in Oregon, harnessing university network computing power, and had hacked numerous websites as a testament to his skill. Mafia Boy used distributed denial of service attack, where servers become overloaded with different types of communication and become unresponsive. On the day of 7th February 2000, a 15-year-old Mafia Boy launches Project Revolta for the DDoS attack on Yahoo. Yahoo, which was a multi-billion dollar that was also the top search engine of the time, was unusable for nearly an hour. And within weeks, Mafia Boy continues to take down eBay, CNN, Dell, and Amazon websites.
Based on my research, this case happened because of his madness and excitement of hacking. As he mentioned in one documentary video, he was addicted to the hacking as a drug. He felt excited and powerful himself when he was doing hackings. And also, his parents were divorced and his father was busy with his business. He was free and lacked the care of parents' carefulness. He did not know which way was wrong and right. Another thing is that he was young and lacked emotion. Probably when the hackers are hacking, they do not feel like it is a crime because it is a computer crime. The emotion is not there. He did the same thing. He did not feel that he was doing a big crime. And the last thing we can say is that the growth of the internet technology as a whole is probably maybe the biggest problem.
It's related with Project Revolta, which means rebellion, was introduced by Mafia Boy on February 7, 2000. The first target was Yahoo, the world's top search engine and multi-billion dollar internet enterprise. Revolta was a denial of service in which servers are bombarded with the requests to the point where they can no longer handle regular requests of traffic and stop responding to comments. Mafia Boy brought down Amazon, CNN, and eBay over the next week.
What are the attackers' modus operation? It all started when Colche received his first computer at age 6. He said his father brought home a computer from work one day and told him that he can play with it and figure it out himself. Colche was offered AOL free trial a few years later, and within a few days he had cracked the system to enable him to continue using it even after the initial 30-day trial term had ended. On February 7, 2000, he initiated the Project Revolta by taking control of a few academic networks and using the combined computer power of those networks to attack external websites. First, he took down the top-ranked search engine in the world and a multi-billion-dollar internet enterprise Yahoo. In a denial-of-service attack like Revolta, servers are bombarded with requests to the point where they can no longer handle regular traffic and stop responding to orders. He had shut down 6 significant websites in a matter of hours, which included Amazon, CNN, and eBay during the following week. According to Colche, the main goal was to frighten other hacker organizations. When compared to today's hackers, he claims that back then, the entire hacking community was all about fame and exploration and not about the monetization alone.
The exact amount of how much the monetary damage caused by the Mafia Boy attack is not known, but estimates range from roughly $7.5 million according to the trial prosecutor, and $1.2 billion in global economic damages, according to Matthew Cover, who is a senior analyst at a market research firm across the 16 companies that were hacked. The attack also made big companies like the New York Stock Exchange to reevaluate its decision, since they were freaking out because they were investing in all these e-commerce companies. And the question which was brought up is, how can a 15-year-old kid shut down these companies? Is their money really safe?
A lot of ethical issues and moral values could be questioned in many ways for the kids. We can see his craziness of hacking and curiosity on how the things work behind the scenes, excitement, passion as a child. He was really intrigued by the power of technology and the internet. He joined TNA force and hacked through many websites when he was only 13 years old. In an interview with HP Canada, he stated that today is more monetary, and whereas when I was hacking back in the day, it was about notoriety. That was the end game and that was the goal. So his purpose of hacking was just wanting to be famous, and it was his final goal after all. Later in his interviews, he mentioned that after launching the attacks and everything I had done, I had never had a sense of worry. So it was hard for him to regret an article as it was committed crimes and the emotion was not there. From the perspective of Thierry Bajun, we have to look at his characteristics and thoughts. Although we can point out that all he was doing was illegal and unethical, at the same time, he wasn't really aware of the consequences of the things he did. And all he was doing, he was just trying to follow what interests him at the moment as a kid explorer. However, we can see that there are big consequences behind his actions despite that fact. He received an 8-month sentence and had to bear a fine of $10 to $50. It can somehow be argued that the punishment is quite light compared to the crime that he encountered. So Mr. Coates learned his lesson and is now on the right side of the law, working as a white hat hacker who assists businesses in identifying vulnerability in their technology and trying to defend them. Moreover, he was an ally for the cybersecurity community, that everything is under control by technology. And people should focus on the protection of the information and the data and be aware of the risks of technology.
That kind of cyber attack can be prevented by the following 7 methods. Firstly, we should use cryptic passwords that contain a mix of numbers, symbols, and letters in upper and lower case. These passwords are stored in an encrypted file, which is synchronized with all devices. Secondly, be aware of data breaches and react to them. Even if your device is with a strong password, your details may be compromised if a company fails to protect the network and thieves hack in and steal your data. If you see any such reports, check to see if you have an account with the company or organization. Change your passwords immediately. It will prevent anyone from using your compromised password. Furthermore, we should always keep our antivirus and other software up to date and complete the updates as soon as they announced. And we should nail down our social media settings, such as familiarizing yourself with those settings and ensure that you confine sharing to those who intend. Even if the accounts are not breached, those of your friends may be compromised. Obviously, we should also read the statements and sign up for alerts. For example, we need to check your bank statements and credit card for unusual transactions. If there is something suspicious, then we need to contact the relevant authorities. Then, changing the broadband router's administration password to something encrypted and storing it in the password manager in case the current one has been compromised. Finally, take the time to audit the router at home or business network each month or so by checking which devices have attached to your network and remove or block anything you don't recognize. Backing up essential data into an external hard drive or some other form of storage that you can access if the worst case happens.
The Revolta incident is very important because it showed us the hidden side of cybercrime and the way it functions by allowing the starter of the event to share his experience with the public. Usage of technology should be taken care of since every essential data regarding all fields and aspects of society, economy, and policy depends on technology and cyberspace. Individuals must be aware of the importance of cybersecurity and its ability to minimize risk of technology and internet access.